Rambam, Rabbi Moses ben Maimon, Maimonides, as some people are familiar with, in the late 12th century. So he writes, mitzvah levarech al yain, it's a mitzvah to bless upon wine on the Sabbath day prior to one enjoying the repast and enjoying their second meal. V'zehu nikra Kiddusha Rabbah, it's called the Great Kiddush. Mavarech bori perigafin bavad, you only bless on the wine. So you drink, of course, as a Jewish drink. So after that, you drink, and then you wash your hands, and then you have your meal. Okay, so then he goes on. So that fine, all fine so far. But then he throws in a couple of extra things. It's forbidden for someone to taste any, I assume, food or beverages prior to making this kiddush. And also this kiddush should only be in the place of the actual meal itself, which these two latter things are something that are specifically with Kiddush Hayom. They are Friday night dinners,
right.
And now
those
he's
are two
transposing
things that the Gemara discusses explicitly about Friday night Kiddush. And
right.
Yeah, the Rambam just takes them and applies them to Kiddusha Rabbah, Shabbat day Kiddush as well. Clearly is viewing this as, although he says it's D'Rabbanan, unlike Friday night, which is D'Oraita, but he basically sees this as a D'Rabbanan parallel to Friday night Kiddush, where all the same basic laws apply. There's
three particular innovations Rambam here is introducing. The first of which is that it's just another Kiddush. It's another Kiddush. And as you pointed out, one might be D'Oraisa, one might be of a rabbinic nature. The second is it has to be in the same place as the Suda. And the third of which is that you can't consume anything prior to executing this Kiddush. So I think, because no one else has said these things before, I think he is the first to introduce these three aspects.
Yes, for sure.
But he is not without his detractors or people who complain against him, because an older contemporary of his, I think people like to call him the Ravid, is Rabbi Abraham ben David, a late 12th century rabbi. He pushes back. I'm pretty sure this is the most significant pushback ever on what we just read. First of all, he starts off with this language of this is the weakest logical reasoning I've ever seen from him.
He's sharply worded. That's how he does things. It's I've been learning through Rambam Yomi, and when you come to arrive it, you just kind of expect him to say stuff like this.
I think I've become a fan of this approach. I really like what he says. He's really dissatisfied with Rambam's approach here. He says they just called it the Great Kiddush and gained traction, but it's meaningless. He says Lufi Shikaru Uhu Kiddusha Rabbah Yatalov Enu Gloom all yain.
You're gonna make halachic ramifications out of the fact that they use the word Kiddush to describe it. Right. It's not Kiddush.
They were drinking people. What else do you expect? And I love this.
He doesn't say what he doesn't say what he says it is, and of course we'll get to later Rishonim who try and explain him and give a positive explanation for what he thinks it is, but all he says is what he thinks it's not.
Yeah, and by the way, I love that. This is sort of where I'm at. I'm fanboying over this.
Right. It is worth, I think, important to note that he disagrees with the first thing the Rambam says. He disagrees with the, where did you get this prohibition of tasting before Kiddush, before Kiddusha Rabbah, right? Which I think goes with what I was saying before, that's really a thing about mitzvot, not about Kiddush per se, that it's not a mitzvah. There's no...
Right. It's a mitzvah to drink wine on a Saturday morning.
Is it really? It's not a mitzvah, right? And he doesn't say what it is, but there's no prohibition to eat before it.